Good morning, hello, and welcome to the OMNI Coalition News Show. Not that one. That's in the future. Well, the date in history. That's the show we're doing today. This show is all about the events that occurred to date in years past, both recognized by other historians, but mainly things we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources, of course, of this information come from the smart device application Today in History. What happened today in history?
Historical calendar and on this website, onthisday.com.
Correct. For links to those sources, the music, and anything else potentially interesting, check the underbar in the description below. Anyway, I am Xander.
Sohin.
I'm Loki.
Yes. And, of course, you audience member are you. And today is Tears Day, a.k.a. Tuesday. What are we in, March? May. Wow, I'm just all over the place. May 9th, 2023. Let's get into the history today, shall we? Who wants to start us off here in 328?
In 328, Athenus is elected Patriarch Bishop of Alexandria.
Huh. Alright.
Yep. Also, in 1386, the Treaty of Windsor between Portugal and England is ratified at Windsor, cementing and strengthening ties between two kingdoms. Oldest diplomatic alliances still in force.
Oh.
The treaty guarantees the mutual security of both nations and strengthens commercial ties.
Portugal and England, which is still ongoing today. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, 1502, Christopher Columbus leaves Spain on his fourth and final F-up.
Ha!
Well, to the New World.
Dang.
He messed up 3 times and they give him more money again.
You know, like, that just goes to show how much they wanted him the hell away from them. You know? Like,
yeah. You're like, no,
That's the crazy arm.
when you're so universally hated, you're paid to fuck off, you know? Anyway.
Well, they could have just killed him.
Well, I mean, like, you know.
But I get it. I understand. His ghost will come back.
Oh, no.
The haunting.
The haunting of Christopher Columbus. Anyway, moving on up to 1768, John Hancock paid duties on 25 pipes of wine, only 1/4 of his ship's carrying capacity. British officials accused him of unloading the rest during the night to avoid paying duties of the entire cargo. Well, alright, yeah, Patriot.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Here's interesting. 1785 as well. Actually, no, not as well. It's 1785 by its own. British inventor Joseph Brahma patented the beer pump handle. Huh. So, like, what is that, on the cake? What do you say?
Nice invention is that, you know, the invention or they use on the taps.
Oh, yeah, these. Okay, so the tap handles. Cool.
Yeah.
So, thank you. We got Glenarvan, 1868. Lady Caroline Lamb published the Gothic novel Glenarvan, a thinly disguised account of her affair with Lord Byron, which also depicted her husband William Lamb. Wow. So not only is she unfaithful, but she made a public document about it, bragged about it, about her exploits of being unfaithful. Yeah, common female alert. We also have the end of the American Civil War, 1865. President Andrew Johnson issued a proclamation declaring armed resistance in the South is virtually at an end. This is commonly accepted as the end date of the American Civil War. All right, so we spoke about Germany's surrender yesterday and the day prior. So yeah, I guess this is like end of war season ? So, weird. Hey, Mr. Sohan, back to you. You got some music to talk about.
Yes, I do. 1868, Anton Bruckner's First Symphony in C premieres.
Huh. Okay. Ooh.
Also,
the next one right after it, if you don't mind. 1868.
1868, the city of Reno, Nevada is founded.
Oh, wow. Reno,
Yeah.
it's wild when you think about Reno. It's more west than Los Angeles. You know, like here, let me pull up a map. West Coast, U.S. Map. No, MAP. There we go. Map. Well, it's not. It's not showing exactly where the cities are, but Reno is like somewhere up here, and LA is somewhere down here. So Reno is actually more west than there's areas of Nevada that's more west than California. That's wild, you know. So anyway,
Yeah. Also, in 1901, the first Australian Parliament opens in Melbourne, though through the first working session will not be until May 21st.
wow. So they got to rest on their laurels with the guarantee of a job for a while. Oh wow, the next one, 1904. That's interesting.
Also, in 1904, the steam locomotive City of Truro becomes the first steam engine to exceed 100 miles per hour.
Whoa, that's fast.
Yeah, goddamn.
Yep. Moving on up to 1914, U.S. President Woodrow Wilson proclaimed Mother's Day. So,
Nice.
which wasn't the like the inventor of Mother's Day? What, didn't she like hate it or something? Like, I don't know the exact semantics, but I remember like some. You know, well, let me look this up actually. Inventor of Mother's Day hated it. Let's see here. Yeah, Anna Jarvis, who founded Mother's Day in 1908, passionately opposed its growing commercialization and eventually campaigned against the holiday. Yeah, well, that's what you get, you know, for introducing something that capitalists can take advantage of in a capitalist nation. You know, look what they did to Christmas. Hell. 1922, the International Astronomical Union formally adopted anti-jump cannon stellar classification system with only minor changes. It is still used today. Cool. 101 years going strong. Nice. And then
Ow.
and then we got possibly the first flight over the North Pole here. 1926, first flight over the North Pole claimed by Richard E. Byard and co-pilot Floyd Bennett. Later discovery of Byard's diary suggests they may have turned back 150 miles short of the pole due to an oil leak. Well, all right. Unfortunately, things back, you know, that far back, we have no real tangible way to prove things without a shadow of a doubt. So we also have that that one claim, you know, two different people claim to be the first person to reach the South Pole, or the North Pole. And one of them, Soen's theory is that he offed himself in order to not be publicly ridiculed and be more of thought of someone as a hero, you know, dying on his way to claim glory. But you know, we'll never know unless we invent time travel. Anyway, back to you, Mr. Soen, 1930.
Sure, 19. Come on. Okay. 1930. The 51st Preakness Earls signed aboard Galleon Fox wins in 2 hours and 6 minutes.
No, 2 minutes
6
and
seconds.
2 minutes and
Oh.
0.6 seconds. So
Okay.
yeah.
Also, 1930, John Masefield is appointed British poet laureate by King George V.
All right. Ooh.
And breaking the Enigma code broken.
Yeah, this is big.
1941, British intelligence at Beltley Park breaks German spy codes after capturing Enigma machines aboard the weather ship Muchen.
Yeah, one of the biggest breakthroughs in the cracking the Enigma code. Just so happened, I don't think this is the same thing because they're saying it's a weather ship. The one I know of was I don't know the exact semantics, but somehow the British captured an active German U-boat during the Battle of Atlantic, and the captain of the U-boat, usually their orders are to scuttle the ship, specifically to sink the Enigma code machines, but they didn't scuttle the ship, so we got the machine and we were able to crack the code without the Germans even realizing it. But they had a really good, code system. Like, it was wild. But we're going to move on up to 1941. As well, Louis Buchater was arraigned in New York State Court on the 1936 Joseph Rosen murder, along with 3 other murderers. Yeah, mobster. So, yep. We also have 1945 Norwegian Nazi collaborator Vidkun Quisling was arrested. Good. We don't like them Nazis. So, speaking of them Nazis, 1945 as well. During the Second World War, Hermann Göring was captured by the U.S. Army. This is after Germany officially surrendered. So, yeah, Göring, another awful person. Right back to you, Mr. Sohan. Now we get to talk about King of Italy, who's not Benito Mussolini. So.
Yeah, 1946, King Victor Emmanuel III of Italy abdicates and succeeds by his son, Umberto II, who reigns only for 34 days before the monarchy is abolished.
Oh, wow. So, slightly over a month, but hey, that's pretty cool. Like.
Yep.
Well, speaking of monarchs, we got another one here.
Also, 1949, Prince Rainier III, monarch of Monaco.
Monaco, hey. Don't they host races there in Monaco? Like.
Yeah, I think they do.
Yeah.
Also, 1956, war reparations and peace settlements between Philippines and Japan were finally signed at Malacanan Palace under Marsazov's administration.
Huh. Alright. 2 years after that, 1958, Vertigo, a U.S. film noir psychological thriller directed by Alfred Hitchcock. Oh, it has to be good. Starring Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak was released. I gotta watch that then. Vertigo, yeah. Loki, was I talking to you the other day, like, about Vertigo? You never had Vertigo before? Somebody.
Indeed.
What?
Indeed, we were talking about Vertigo.
Yeah, like I've had Vertigo so often. It's wild. You've never experienced it. Like, it's not a pleasant feeling. Yeah, no, it's not pleasant. Like, so. Anyway, moving on up to 1959, Dorothy Rigney, husband of John, and Hank Greenberg resigned from White Sox. Oh. Okay. Oh, husband John. Okay, so okay, that's a weird way to put it, but 3 people resigned from the White Sox. Okay. Anyway, let's move back to Mr. Sohan. Ooh, you got to talk about Soviets here.
1964, Soviet Prime Minister Nikita Khrushchev visits Egypt.
He was the premier, not the prime minister, which I don't know the difference, but yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, also, premier is just a step down from a prime minister.
Ah, okay.
Also, 1969, following his release from prison, Ian Paisley, Robben Island loyalist, holds a victory meeting.
Huh, victory in quotations.
Victory? You're in jail.
Yeah.
You got out of jail.
Yeah.
1971, 23rd Emmy Awards, All in the Family, Jack Klugman and Gene Stapleton win.
Ah. Alright. We got some baseball history here. 1973, for the second time, Johnny Bench hit 3 home runs in a game. Wow. Despite his last name, they did not have him on the bench because he could hit him out of the park, apparently. So, and well, wait a minute, hold on a second. He's a catcher. So, huh? For the second time, he hit 3 home runs in a game as a catcher. Damn. I'm starting to think that they had him in the wrong position.
Yeah, right?
We got an event of interest here. 1978, U.S. publishing heiress Patty Hearst returned to jail after legal appeals to her bank robbery conviction failed. Yeah, poor girl got abducted by a terrorist organization and then developed Stockholm Syndrome and became one of the terrorists. And, the Hearst family, those people were big. Hearst Castle out here in California. I'm not sure if you know the story, Loki, but the Hearsts, they had so much money that they literally bought a castle out in Europe somewhere. I don't know the exact story, but they bought a castle out in Europe, deconstructed it brick by brick, shipped it over out here to California, and rebuilt it. Like, it's
That's
insane.
amazing.
Yeah. That's, yeah. You just
That's
Google
a nice
it.
bit of history there.
Yeah, just Google it. Hearst Castle. It is massive. Like, I've been there, and there's, like, you have to go there for a couple of days because, like, there's so many different, tours because there's so many different areas. It's one of those places that you have to spend more than one day at. There's just too much there. And it was a residency. Somebody lived there at one point. It was a house. Holy crap, how much land do you need? Huh.
Apparently a lot. When
Yeah. But anyway, 1978 as well, musical review of Fats Waller's songs Ain't Misbehavin', starring Nell Carter and Irene Cara, opened at Long Grace Theater in New York City, runs for 1,604 performances, winning 3 Drama Desk and 3 Tony Awards. Damn. That's pretty good.
that's a nice run.
Oh, this statue! Mr. Sohan, you get to talk about this statue. This is a cool statue.
It is. Also in 1981, the Motherland Monument at 62 meters, 203 feet high is opened at Kyiv, Ukraine, in ceremony attended by Soviet leader Leonid Brezhnev.
Oh, wow, it's in Ukraine. Huh.
Yep.
I wonder if it's still there. A Soviet statue in a non-Soviet land, Maybe that's why Putin wants to take over Ukraine so bad. He's like, I want the Motherland statue back.
Also, in 1982, Arthur Kopic's musical 9 premieres in New York City.
All right.
And interest, 1984, Alexander Calder's Big Crinkly sells for $852,000. It sounds disgusting.
That's
Big Crinkly.
Big Crinkly. I hope it's a chip. It sounds like a massive chip. Potato chip.
I hope so.
Yeah. Anyway, 1987, Oriole Eddie Murray was the first to hit home runs in 2 consecutive games. I don't know what that means, but cool. And 1 year later, in 1988, Australia's new Parliament House was opened by Queen Elizabeth II in Canberra. I don't know why I suddenly sounded like Boris Johnson there for half a second, but that was weird. We got a TV show appearance here in 1991. Michael Landon appeared on The Tonight Show to talk about his cancer prognosis. Okay. Cool. Oh, wow.
1992, Salem Village Witchcraft Victims Memorial dedicated to Danvers former Salem Village to mark 300 years of anniversary of trials.
Wow, I have to check out this memorial, and I don't know why they didn't use a picture of the memorial. Like, oh, it's just a rock or a slab of concrete.
1996, Geddy Lee is made an officer of the Order of Canada.
Huh. I don't even know who that is, but what is that even? An officer of the Order of Canada.
Geddy Lee is from Rush, an awesome band. He had an awesome drummer, Neil Peart.
Ah, okay. We're going to jump into the next millennium here. In the year 2005, liberal commentary website The Huffington Post was launched. Oh, man, I thought it's been around longer than that, but apparently not.
No.
So,
Right, you ever heard the song Tom Sawyer?
Tom Sawyer? I know about Tom Sawyer.
No, the song by Rush.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Geddy Lee sung it.
I love that song.
Yeah.
Isn't that the song that, that one Family Guy cutaway with Chester Cheeto from Cheetos? The chips?
Yes. Yes. There ain't no better singer than Neil Peart.
He smashes the glass table. His fist starts bleeding. It ain't easy being cheesy. Oh my God.
Yes. Yeah. Also, you got 2 more.
All right. 2006, Warner Brothers Records released "Surprise," the 11th solo studio album by U.S. singer-songwriter Paul Simon. If nobody was expecting it, I guess it was a surprise. So, and then 2009, Jacob Zuma was sworn in as president of South Africa. Cool. Though why does his head look like a milk dud? Back to you,
Yeah,
Mr.
no idea.
Sohan.
Delicious.
2012, United States President Barack Obama officially states his support for same-sex marriages.
God, you know,
Yeah, let them be miserable together.
yeah, I mean, like that's, I don't have anything wrong, against like same-sex marriages, but like when that's the lead priority in your politics, then something's wrong. Like, why do we care so much about that crap? We have people we have people dying in the streets. Why do we care if two guys are making out? Come on.
No, of them getting married. Like, I have a problem. It's like, do they really want to go to the horror that is the divorce industry?
I know, right? Like, there's a reason why there's so many divorce lawyer billboards around. Our country has a sickness. So, anyway.
2013, Everton manager David Moyes is announced as Sir Alex Ferguson's successor at Manchester United. He only lasts 10 months.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, because he was in Manchester United. Who the fuck wants to be with them?
Yeah.
Also, 2016, Boris Johnson resigns as mayor of London, succeeded by Shahid Khan.
Khan! I have to do that.
Same fucking thing, to the tie-in, Boris Johnson resigns as mayor of London, succeeded by Shahid
Oh,
Khan.
here's this guy. Yeah. Wow, okay. They say the same thing twice in different ways. That's weird. So,
There you go.
we got the Philippine presidential election here in 2016 as well. Rodrigo Duterte wins the Philippine presidential election, promising war on drug trade and killing of criminals. Wow, killing of criminals. That is monstrous. What the hell? Wow.
Holy shit, that's kind of heavy-handed.
Jesus. God, that's almost as rough as the British promise to cut all the homeless people in half by 2023. And then all those memes were coming out about, like, literally sawing them in half, like David Copperfield or something.
Oh, good lord.
Yeah, he cut homelessness.
That's terrifying.
Because they said we're going to cut the homeless in half, not cut homelessness in half. So it's like, what are you doing? Like you're cutting them down the middle?
God.
Or are you cutting them long ways like a hot dog? How are we having the homeless people, and how is this helping society?
Such poor wording.
Oh my god. And 2017, Moon Jae-in was elected president of South Korea after a snap election to replace Park Geun-hye. All right. Kwan-hee. Yeah, and Park Kwan-hee, we were talking about this off air just last night, or I was with somebody. Like, you look at all of, these countries who, have, the first female head of state, the first female this, the first female that, and, I'm all for that, good, you go, girl, but they, most of them, if not all, they mess up horribly, and they're corrupt, and they do awful things, and it's just it's just putting proof in the pudding, about certain things that I'm not really going to bring up on the show, but, it's not good. Anyway, let's move on up to 2017. U.S. President Donald Trump dismisses FBI Director James Comey. Okay? And right back to you, Mr. Sohan.
2018, historical win in Malaysian general election by opposition coalition Pakatan Harapan, led by 92-year-old former Prime Minister Dr. Mahathir Mohamad, beating Prime Minister Najib Razak, ending 61 years of rule by the Brazilian Nacional Coalition.
Huh.
Okay.
Fails to protect Taj Mahal? Uh-oh.
Also, in 2018, Indian Supreme Court criticizes the country's archaeological conservation body for failing to protect the Taj Mahal from discoloration and green slime.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, then, it seems like they got invaded by Nickelodeon.
They got gacked.
Yeah. Also, 2018, President of Iran, Hassan Rouhani, and some Iranians react angrily to President Trump pulling them out of the Iran nuclear deal. Good for y'all. Y'all stay pouty.
Yeah. Yeah, we spoke about that yesterday. And the Golden Moon, unfortunately, didn't elaborate, but yeah, I don't pay attention to all this crap, but Yeah, it wasn't good for us, you know.
Yeah, they picked the wrong picture for this one.
Yeah. Huh.
You'll
Moving
see.
on up to 2019, Pope Francis introduced new rules on reporting sexual abuse in the Catholic Church, criticized for not going far enough. Yeah, you're
Look at him,
right.
he's like, the way he looks like, haha, y'all got caught.
Gotcha.
Like, ha, y'all got caught.
Ooh.
Goddamn.
This is the way the picture. They picked the wrong picture.
Yeah. Well, here's something not highlighted here. 2022, just last year on this date, 44 more inmates, so this is 44 on top of however many died beforehand, died in a prison riot in Ecuador, leading Amnesty International to say imprisonment nearly a death sentence now in Ecuador. So if you get arrested in Ecuador, you're going to die. So don't go to Ecuador and do anything illegal, you know, or better yet, just don't go to Ecuador, you know?
Or it's just,
Fair enough.
And then we got 2022, an Andy Warhol portrait of Marilyn Monroe sold for $195 million at auction in New York, the highest price ever for an American artwork. Wow. That's insane. Yeah.
ooh,
Can anyone say money laundering, you know? So,
yeah.
gorgeous
Also, 2022, Navajo American composer Raven Chacon receives Pulitzer Prize in music for his artwork, Voiceless Mass.
Dang. Voiceless Mass. That sounds like a horror, like a horror monster. Just like a giant mass of, you know, like the Blob. It didn't talk.
The
It's a
voiceless-
voiceless mass. Like, it's scary.
Man, who knows?
Or
They
the
probably
swamp
could have
monster.
talked. They probably never said, "Hey, how you doing?"
Huh.
Probably just said, blah.
Blech. You're just like, blech. Well, yo, we have plenty of time. We're only 20 minutes in. We're already done with the main body. Holy crap. Do you want to, just for shits and giggles, get into bursts and deaths? You know, for old time's sake? Just to fill in time?
Okay.
We can call
Why
it the
not?
show. Alright, let's do it. Gonna move on into bursts. Mr. Soen, you want to start us off in 1147?
No, you can do it.
Okay. We have Minamoto no Yoritomo, was the Japanese founder of Bakufu and the first shogun, born in Atsuta, died in 1199. Wow, so first shogun. Huh,
Wow.
yeah.
Interesting.
And we got John Brown. Hey, we spoke about this guy just the other day. A U.S. abolitionist and revolutionary, Harper's Ferry, born in Torrington, Connecticut. Yeah, like, anybody who doesn't know much about, you know, who John Brown was, look it up, and you'll be shocked. Like, why he's not taught in more, you know, conventional, you know, education systems is beyond me. Like, he was a radical. So... But we also have Harry Vardon, 1870, a Jersey golfer, six-time British Open champion, U.S. Open of 1900, born in Groveville, Jersey. All right.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Also in 1873, we have Howard Carter, a British archaeologist and Egyptologist who found King Tutankhamun's tomb, born in London.
Yeah. Yeah, Howard Carter.
And yeah, also 1882, we have Henry J. Kaiser, American shipbuilder and industrialist, Liberty Ships, Jeep, Boulder, and Hoover Dam. Kaiser Broadcasting, born in Sprout Brook, New York.
Yeah. And, you know, it saddens me knowing that people are going to get confused by this, but to alleviate the confusion, Boulder/Hoover Dam, that's one dam. They just changed the name. So he's not behind two different dams. It was called the Boulder Dam, then it became the Hoover Dam. So, yeah.
Yep. And
Nice bit of info.
Yeah.
1908, we have Mike Wallace, American journalist and media personality, biography in 60 Minutes, born in Brookline, Massachusetts.
Brookline. I've never heard it pronounced that way. Yeah, no, Mike Wallace. Like, he kind of looks a little bit like, what's the guy who played Breaking Bad?
Bryan Cranston?
Yeah, he kind of has a little Bryan Cranston look to him right there, doesn't he? Slightly?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. He kind of reminds me of the guy that voice acted Iago from Aladdin.
Gilbert Godfrey?
Yeah.
Kinda.
A little.
I can see
Just
that.
a little.
I can see that. Very slightly, but yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Well, we also have Albert Finney, 1936, an English actor, The Dresser, and Under the Volcano, born in Stafford, England. Okay. And Glenda Jackson, 1936, an English actress, Women in Love, born in Cheshire, England. All right. Who else? Ooh, this guy. Go for it, Sohei.
1949, Billy Joel, American rock singer, songwriter, and piano player. Piano Man, Just the Way You Are, Captain Jack, born in the Bronx, New York.
I haven't heard Piano Man in a while, so I gotta listen to it again.
Also, 1964, Milosevic, Mercy, Judge tennis player, Olympic gold, 1988, born in Bjornis, Czechoslovakia.
Well, that's cool. He was 24 when he got that Olympic gold. 64
Yep.
to 88,
Oh,
that's 24. Huh.
Also, 1965, we have Steve Yzerman, Canadian Hockey Hall of Fame forward, Olympic gold, 2002, Detroit Red Wings, born in Cranbrook, British Columbia.
All right. Who else do we have today?
Oh, yes. 1979, Andrew W.K. Andrew Wilkes Kiger, American rock singer, musician, songwriter, party hard, motivational speaker, advice columnist, born in Stafford, California. He is an awesome person.
That's a hell of a resume right there. Rock singer, musician,
Oh, yeah.
songwriter, motivational speaker, and advice columnist. Wow, you're doing everything, bro.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah.
I hope everything.
Yeah. We're going to move on up into death. Starting us off in 1079, we have Stanislaus, Bishop of Krakow, murdered at 48. Murdered. Ooh, that's not good. And then we got William Bradford, 1657, a U.S. governor of the Plymouth colony in Massachusetts, died at the age of 57 on this date. Huh. Now, wait a minute. Hold on a second. The math doesn't add up right there. 1589 through 1657 is not 57. That's more. He wasn't born in 1600. So there's no way.
Oh dear.
No, it says here he died at the age of 68. Somebody. Oh, I guess they just had their fingers on the wrong keys. Like 57, 68, you know?
Someone fudged up a little.
Yeah, that's an uh-oh. Or that's a whoopsie right there. What else do we got here? Francis Hopkinson, in 1791, a U.S. judge, signer of the Declaration of Independence, author, flag designer, first American flag, and composer, The Battle of the Kegs, died from an apoplectic seizure at 53. Huh. Here I thought Betsy Ross was the designer of the flag. I guess he worked with her or something. I'm not sure.
Also, 1810, we have Benjamin Lincoln. Benjamin Franklin and Lincoln combined.
Oh my goodness.
Also, American military officer, Battle of Saratoga, Charleston, and Yorktown during the American Revolutionary War, died at 77.
Dang. He was the guy. So.
Also, in 1915, we have Anthony Wilden, New Zealand tennis player, Wimbledon, 1910 to 1913, killed in action on the Western Front at 31. Oh, that's World War I.
Man. Oh man. You know, like we talk about things like what was that? Pat Tillman, right? Was the guy who went on, like surrendered an illustrious football career to go do what he believed was right, serving our country, and died in the line of battle. Like, he wasn't the first. He's not going to be the last. Like this guy here, a tennis player.
Well, I don't know about him, but Pat Tillman got shot by friendly fire.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, he still died out, out there. So.
I know.
Yeah.
Also, 1915, Francois Faber, Luxembourgian cyclist, Tour de France, 1909, killed in action by gunshot wound at 28. Another war victim.
Another one. Another sportsman, going and serving and unfortunately dying in the line of duty. Wow, on the same date, same calendar date. Wow, same year. Dude, how wild would it be if they were serving together? Wow, that's a Hollywood movie right there.
Well, one's New Zealand's French.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like they'd probably both be on the Western Front,
Yeah, probably. Now it's your turn.
We got Walter Mittelhauser, 1937, a Swiss aviation pioneer, Swiss Air, and aerial photographer, died in a climbing accident on an expedition to Styria at 43. Styria or Syria? I don't know if that T is there intentionally or
Syria.
not. Well, I know Syria exists.
Syria.
Styria. Let's see if that's even a place. Styria. It is a place. It's a state. Styria is a mountainous, forested state in southern Austria, known for its wines, spas, and castles. Okay. Who else do we got here? Charles Vayner Brooke, 1963, third and last white Raja of Sarawak from 1917 through 46, died at the age of 88. So he has to have been a British-appointed governor, political person in British-owned India at the time. Then we got Aldo Moro, 1978, Italian Prime Minister from 1963 through 68 and 74 through 76. He was assassinated by the Marxist-Leninist terrorist organization Red Brigades at 61. Yikes.
Also, 1979, we have Cyrus Eaton, Canadian-American financier, industrialist, and steel magnate, died at 95.
Huh. Would have been kind of funny in a dark, twisted way if he was eaten by a crocodile. It's like, hey, he lived up to his name, Or I guess he died up to his name.
Also, 1986, Tenzin Norgay, Tibetan climber who was the first to reach the summit of Mount Everest in 1953 with Edmund Hillary, dies of a cerebral hemorrhage at 71.
He was up there with Hillary. Something tells me he's foul play.
Also, 2012, Fidel Sassoon, British-American hairstylist and CEO of Fidel Sassoon, dies of leukemia at 84.
Oh man, that sucks.
The shampoo guy.
And there's one more left highlighted, so go for it. And this is a sad one.
Yep. 2020, we had lost Little Richard, American singer-songwriter and rock and roll pioneer Tutti Frutti, died at 87.
Tutti Frutti on Rudy.
Please.
Tutti Frutti on Rudy. So, yeah. Well, anyway, that shall conclude the show. Once again, you can check the underbar of the description for any links you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things OMNI Coalition, which in itself includes
Shopping TV on Twitch.
Yes, please go to the underbar of the description. I implore you, viewers, go to these sources. Check out all the stuff that we have unfortunately failed to bring forth to the light. All the unhighlighted ones, there's every single day, things happen in history that is just mind-blowing, and as I say, it answers questions I didn't even realize I had. Anyway, for your dose of Passive and Daily, we stream every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time, which is 12 Mountain. So in?
1 Central.
Yep, and 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. For all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
Shohin.
And I am Loki Lycan.
Yep. And you, viewer, of course, are you. And until you catch us tomorrow, or if you're interested in some notable events, weather, and sports, aka news, we have the OMNI Coalition News Show coming up at 3 p.m. Pacific Time. Keep on deck for that. Whenever you see us again, until then, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles!